country, or my absence from the country. Yes, I was involved in an accident sometime in October. It was a very, very near fatal accident, but I'm happy to be alive and well right now. I'm back. I'm getting to the top. I'm going to take Delta back, take Nigeria back. I'm ready to work, and I'm hoping that people get more inspired than ever before, because we have a moment of history
beckoning on us,
and we cannot do it without sacrifice. And that is what we all need. Nigerians need to make that compelling sacrifice now or never.
Well, thank you so much, Senator Smart, Jaja, and VP. So today, you probably have heard that some audio leaked from nobody else but Dr. Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, now Minister of Transportation to Buhari, and also the DG of the Buhari campaign. And he's saying that Buhari doesn't read, he doesn't care, and that Nigerians are hungry and are suffering. This was leaked by the opposition, but people have been sharing it a lot. But we said this is what we have always said on this show, that the man doesn't know what he's doing, and there's not much upstairs, and that is why Nigerians will be wasting 4 years of their lives on another Buhari presidency. It's going to be more of the same. There's nothing to gain, there's nothing to give, because you cannot give what you don't have. And one of the things Baba doesn't have is intelligence, is competence, and stamina. Nigeria of 200 million people, 70% of those people, young people, desirous of very agile leadership, cannot find it with either PDP or APC, and it's very sad. So there's nothing new there. But we do this every time we come on the show. We announce, for transparency reasons, our donation situation or fundraising situation, and tonight the TIBAC financial summary update is for January 6th, is that we have a challenge of 10,000 Nigerians to donate 10K each. This has been on since 17th December, and we now have 71 donors so far, which is exciting. Nobody's clapping here tonight. Wow. They get back. We requested $1 million donation from 400 Nigerians, and that's for 1 million each. Only 3 donors so far, no new donors. Financial summary: total amount donated since last fundraising event on January 3rd. Zenith Bank is 622,059 naira. GoFundMe is $970, which is 347,260. That's equivalent to naira. Total is 969,319 naira. Total amount donated since the beginning of the movement campaign to date, Zenith Bank is now at 53,012,740 naira 93 kobo.
Take it back. Action.
GoFundMe is at $123,900. That's equivalent of 44,356,200 naira. So pretty much we're close to reaching that 100 million naira goal. We're now at 97,368,940 naira 93 kobo. We're about 2.6 million naira left to reach the 100 million naira goal of raising money for this campaign. And since our last show, we like to mention the names of our donors, except those who have indicated they don't want their names mentioned. We have Yenuga Oluwole who gave 10,000 naira. There's a hair braiding company, Braid Exclusive Unisex Hairport Limited, 6,000 naira. Shikiru Shore Milekun, 10,000 naira. An anonymous donor for 2,000 naira. Isoken Omoyele Wednesday for 5,000 naira. Reduce 1,000 naira. Aroshaye Nuruddin Olalekon 1,500. Emile Usemeke Francis 11,000 naira. Gladys Obamedo 20,000 naira. Kingsley Ogochukwu Maduaka 20,000 naira. Black Diamond Technologies 500 naira. Adedayo Opeyemi Adeoshun 500 naira. Alison Joshua Emile Kuma 2,000 naira. Chide Bailey Roland Ogo 3,000 naira. Daniel Sahid A 3,000 naira. Anonymous for 20,000 naira, 273 naira. Uwolicha Oyenka Temple 10,236 naira. 40 kobo. Ama Henry 1,000 naira. Babalola Oyebanji Olayiwola 10,000 naira. Olado Tunkayode 1,000 naira. Dan Kule is at 250,000 naira. Christopher 50,000 naira. Eruji Endurance 5,000 naira. Balogun Adede Gislema 5,000 naira. Florence Ehioge 3,000 naira. Israel Ehioge 2,000 naira. Femi Oluwasegun Adewumi 10,000 naira. Bitoye Joshua Olufemi 20,000 naira. Bello Nosaka 3,000 naira. Steven Anire Jorise this is 20,000 naira. Sobande Michael 1,500 naira. Bekes Damilola Olukayode 5,000 naira. Elios Jackson Agbons 5,000 naira. Desi Rock Allied Industry Limited Nigeria 2,550 naira. Oluwarotimi Shegun Adeyeri 100,000 naira. Another anonymous donor for 1,000 naira. GoFundMe Tutu Ogunsowo $50. Ngochukwu Lele $10. Henry Agishafe $200. Lai Adams $100. Richard Owudebe $100. Maduachu Goji regular donor $50. Oluyemi Jegede $30. Abimbola Bamidele $50. Wilfred Oseyahem $30. Walata Pepinol $50. Emmanuel John $30. Edward Ukwe $10. Jide Oladipo $50. Austin Osahede $10. Edwin Yasere regular donor $100. Agaki Otukoko $10. Lukman Leary $20. Greg Aligbe almost a daily donor $20. Emmanuel Edegbe $20. Yalex Ewere regular donor as well for $30. So we have special mention tonight. These are people who donated 50,000 naira and above or $140 and above. From last broadcast in January, we forgot to announce Anonymous from Stanbic for 50,000 naira. Someone who didn't want us to mention her name or his name also is 50,000. That's Anonymous. Everesi Otiase 50,000 naira. Take It Back USA sent in 200,000 naira. Sergey Gubadia $142, which is equivalent of 836 naira. Elizabeth Ayodele $200, which is equivalent of over 50,000 naira, like 60,000. Rashid Omokanye $220, which is 78,760. Peter Eweje $150, which is equivalent of 53,700. Tony Oyelade $200 as well. For today, we have special mention of Dan Kule for 250,000 naira. 50,000 naira. Oluwasegun Adeyeri, 100,000 naira. Henry Adishafe, $200. So a special mention. So what we do is while we're at this, if you are sending money, we will be going back and forth checking our accounts. Zenith Bank account is 100,602-3871, and we have a GoFundMe account at gofundme.com/Sowore2019 where we do the discussion. So you can also ask us questions to any of us. But before we proceed, we met someone today. It was an interesting visit to a guy at the back of somewhere close to Rabiu. He's a security person. He's guarding the entire water parks. He had no place. We saw it in the morning when we went there. By evening, he had finished the house.
Yes.
Low-cost housing. Whereas without electricity, no toilets, and he needed to put in a bed there. We actually assisted in helping to build a house. But what was amazing is how people who work very hard in Nigeria earn less, and people who don't work earn so much. We showed this guy, and his name is Usman Aminu, and he's 22 years old from Adamawa State. From Mubi. He said that there was a time the area was affected by Boko Haram. Somehow he finished his WASP, it's the SSCE, Senior Secondary School Certificate examination, and he can't find anything else to do but to come do a media job in Abuja. So some of you have asked if there's a way you can help him. Yes, we can help the process where you can get to him. As a rule, I don't want to collect money meant for someone else into the account of the campaign. But we can direct it directly to him or to his account if you want to donate money to him. He sent the account earlier, but I don't think it was completely correct. So I've asked him to resend the updated account. But we also assisted him a little bit. It was not to show any symbolism of poverty. Everybody is poor in Nigeria. And the campaign is not trying to get into, too much philanthropy, because then we'll be bogged down by everybody that has a problem, including us. So, but it's just to show how hardworking someone is, and to continue to tell the story why we should take Nigeria back. So, before I proceed, let me check my end here. If anybody has made any donations, so that we can keep mentioning them. There's already Rio Victor Obadiri, who has donated 1,000 naira, and Felix Omori, who has donated 2,000 naira. Just now, before we could say Jack Robinson, as I said, two donors have come in. Let me check if there's anything on the GoFundMe. I think I saw a GoFundMe account come in earlier. There's Regina Ikuri, who just donated $100. So if you're out there and you want to make a donation to this campaign, you can do so, and we'll continue to announce the donors, except in cases where you don't want somebody to mention your name. You can ask your questions now directly from us here, or you can send it through WhatsApp. Those who might want to reach out to Usman can also send me a WhatsApp message at 0818 823-7529 or 0818-823-7529. If you're calling from outside Nigeria, it's +234-818-823-7529. Thank you. Already, so somebody is advising here. He said, please decentralize your campaigns to the towns and villages in states aside from Lagos. I may say the grassroots are starved of your candidacy message, so they have not known you per se. I believe you have planned to reach out to voting young mass population in towns and villages. And one of your diehard supporters have been following you up and would like ACE to succeed. On social media, you're doing okay, but on offline, you have to do a lot more. Time is not on our side. I'm texting from Port Harcourt. We need plenty of action at the grassroots. Thank you so much.
I will do very badly reading this because I have dyslexia of something. Yes.
Dyslexia.
Yeah.
You don't want to get me started on dyslexia. How about the president who can't read at all? What do you call someone who cannot read or write?
I was really, what would I say, comforted that it doesn't affect one's intellect or intelligence. Actually, it's just the inability. I have struggle sometimes spelling some words with double letters and maybe words that are borrowed into English, let's say from French.
Like what kind of word?
Even the word tomorrow sometimes is difficult. I wonder whether it's double R or double M.
Ah, that's true. I think it's one M. And then
it's one M but double R. Okay, come on.
We are doing the spelling bee here.
Yeah. You touched on something that really is important regarding Usman's struggle.
Yes.
And that's what millions of Nigerians, Nigeria go through. And one thing I found so common and so universal in Nigeria is that genuine desire to excel in our people. And yesterday when we were going round Lokoja, you see half of humanity, women actually, are the traders. They are busy, engaged in one activity or the other. And when you go to the markets across the country, you see a lot of women traders in villages, in small and big markets, in shopping malls, and so on. Only that they've been let down for too long and by our, ruling elites and so on. And I hardly read some of the messages being thrown at our Facebook accounts and so on. But, there was somebody that sent somebody that we are all Sowores, meaning they share the same value system with us, even if we don't physically see them or we don't actually have.
And I wanted to say yesterday we were a little surprised that in Kaba, State, to see how those women were dancing and they were happy to receive us and they were waving at us. And on the other end, some young men who constitute, thugs in the place were tried to extort money from us. And at a point, the policemen with us were actually siding with them. They weren't with us, were the policemen on the ground. They even try to block us so that they can get those guys to extort us. But one of our guys, the sound guy, was injured. His glass was broken with a stone. This is what we are up against. It's all these young, hungry men who have already been socialized to political patronage. Just can't believe that there's anybody out there who is coming to do good for the country. But in the middle of that, we went there. We passed through Obajana where Dangote has a cement factory. The roads are horrible. Kaba, we were saying that, look, they have terrible representation in the government. That's where Dino Melai is from. Yes. And that's the country of Yaya Bello. While we are at it, Seye Temitokwe just made a contribution of 5,000 naira. Babatunde Ola 2,000 naira. There is a donation that came, I think, from World Remit. The person will probably announce his name is for 10,000 naira. That's okay now. That's okay now. Umaguma, who is our regular here. So go ahead. I'm listening.
Some of those young guys actually are maybe under the influence of this.
It was obvious. Yeah, we saw that.
Their looks and so on. And hitherto, and I think even now, they get some of the monies to buy these drugs from the politicians. Or sometimes the politicians themselves actually give them the drugs, and sometimes with weapons. So it also constitute to the mental health issues we talk about, and then of course the social ills that comes with drugs.
You have to speak loud.
It is also associated with what crimes.
Do you want to get the camera closer if people can't hear us very well?
So drugs and other social.
So as you're watching us here, you can also watch from the VP's page.
Absolutely.
And we don't have Zainab here tonight. She's resting. So. No worries. Somebody is writing here that we should use helicopters to campaign. It costs money. We wish.
Let me say this clearly. Even the so-called big parties,
they're not campaigning.
Of course, they do what I would call parachute campaign. They just go to the airport and then they just drop and the next 1 hour they're out.
Of course.
They don't get to see the.
They don't touch
Nigeria.
people. They have police
going, through the roads, and then you cover more distance, and then you meet more people, and then.
I mean, yesterday alone we did Kaba and we did Lokoja.
Yes.
And then came to Abuja, and this morning we got up and did other things.
Yes, absolutely.
If Buhari does that, he has to wait for 2 weeks for steroids to be pumped into his system. Another sad thing that happened today is the Nigerian army went to the offices of Daily Trust in Nigeria to shut it down.
Serious.
Apparently, over a report they didn't like. This is a kind of intolerance that is unacceptable in a democracy. Newspapers, news outlets cannot be arbitrarily shut down simply because you don't like their report.
Excellent.
I even saw somebody threatening that, they finished with Daily Trust, they're coming after you. Wow, yeah. You can imagine in Nigeria of 2019 that people threatening you with the army coming after you simply because we are reporting on what they don't want. Shame, 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 shame. And this is why we need to take our country back.
Yeah, I want to add something to what is happening with our young people. Yeah. Having lived in the United States for 23 years, I see how ingenious Nigerians can be. One of the worst Nigerians at home, when you bring him to the United States, it's something that ingenuity is activated. So Nigerian system basically represses our creative ingenuity. We are not lazy people, as a matter of fact, but the deprivation, the poverty, the lack of access to opportunity is a huge problem that is militating against the development of Nigeria, especially the country with the youth population of 70% of the entire population. We have a time bomb in our hands. And this is what I want to tell our young people, that for the first time in history, a team of revolutionaries and activists are coming together in a historic union to set Nigeria free. That they must take advantage of this moment.
Wow. Thank you so much. We met some guys today who are young politicians, and one of them actually said, look, I'm a presidential candidate. He's a presidential candidate of his party.
Yes.
And he came and said, look, all of us, 70 of us, we know that there are only 3 candidates in this race. Atiku, Buhari, and Sowore. So I asked him, I said, why do you think they dropped us from the campaign? He said, of course, we are privy to why they did it. They know that, sometimes that they cannot afford to be revealed in front of national TV when everybody's watching the presidential campaign. He said they did it deliberately to scheme us out. And but we're in court on Tuesday. We're going back to.
Allow me to say a thing about it.
Yes.
Even though we are in court, we'll be there on Tuesday.
Yes.
But I have to make this clear and also appreciate our teachers.
Yes.
I remember watching a very interesting program. Every year it comes, I think in January, February, called Noble Minds. So the people that receive Nobel Laureate the previous years will be celebrated in Stockholm. And then last year, they all owe their successes to their teachers.
Yes.
And when the NEDG and BON excluded us from participation in the vice presidential and presidential debate, my primary school teacher had to call me.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a very interesting lady. She's now retired with some health conditions in southern Kaduna. Her husband was also a pastor in my local government. She taught us so many good things in primary school, from art to math to English and so on, that she has successfully raised 4 children that are graduates, but with no work. There's nothing that they didn't do to get
them jobs.
Yeah. So she now appealed to me to tell you that you are the hope for those 4 kids.
Wow.
And actually she's going to push in her village in southern Kaduna that 4 votes of her children is guaranteed, and then her own, you understand, is going to be multiplied in many ways because she's going to mobilize the women.
Wow.
And then of course she was going to convince the husband also that we are around and we are the hope of our young people, that they will come and vote for us massively.
AAC, take it back.
And I was so really, touched by that. Because the last time I saw her, it's over 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, but she had the courage to find my number and ring me.
Amazing.
Yes.
So one thing we also wanted to announce tonight is that a lot of AAC members and supporters, TIB supporters, are not on Twitter.
Yes.
We have to keep reminding you to be on Twitter. Go register on Twitter. Twitter, you're doing very well on Facebook. Nobody can defeat us almost on Facebook in a poll. But Twitter, we're still not well represented there. It takes 5 seconds to join Twitter, and you can quickly join our hashtag. If we can get 20,000 people on Twitter who are organic, nobody's buying you from China or Malaysia to support Atiku or Buhari. No social media contractor involved, just direct. This is how we build the support. We have on Sowore Reporters in those days, where we have about 2 million followers on Twitter. You can follow me on Yele Show. Yele Sowore on Twitter, Yele Show on Instagram, Yele, that is YLESHO on Instagram. On Twitter, it's Yele Sowore, YELESOWORE. And you have a Twitter account too.
Yes.
You should join Twitter so that you can be voting for us, you can be retweeting our content, you can like them, and you can make comments. And this is one of the battle fronts for the conversation on social media about Nigerian election, and a lot of people are spending billions. Since we don't have it, we need you to be there to defend our own turf there. The moment you get there, you discover that nobody can defeat us on Twitter. We don't want to have to pay any social media influencer. We want to make all of you social media influencer, because this is a battle of a lifetime. So, Smart, you're also on Twitter.
Yes,
right? What's your Twitter handle?
Jaja.
All right, what's your Twitter handle?
I have two, Dr. Rabiu Ahmed, and then Dr. Bonasera as well.
Oh, Dr. Bonasera, that's his nickname on Twitter.
Yes.
Please, we want to see you join Twitter in mass and make sure that you are participating actively, not only on Facebook or Instagram. We need you on Twitter. A lot of people are also on, what's the third one?
Instagram?
It's not Instagram.
Telegram?
No, we have WhatsApp and
WhatsApp.
Telegram. Those ones are different. We're talking about social media outlets. There's one Snapchat as well.
Yes.
I'm not on Snapchat. That's a little bit sassy.
Snapchat. Yes.
So, but I hear that a lot of people on Snapchat who are not even on Twitter or Instagram.
Yes.
That's the most popular place to be.
I have a very good IT friend. He's so IT savvy. He said, "Why don't we join all the social
media platforms
into one?" And then he gave it a name. You tweet my face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can actually bring
You can do that. Why not?
Yes.
All right, let's go back to seeing our donations come in. Somebody is calling. I'm sorry, we can't take calls. This is a time we cannot take calls. I'm sorry. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, there's nothing from the account of Zenith Bank. I think there's a network issue at this point, probably, because otherwise there's another. We have someone who is sent money through Word Remit, and okay, that's been here. So if we get any donations, we announce as we go, and if there's anybody, okay, this Lukman Leary just donated another $30. Thank you, Lukman Leary. Let me see here also. If there's any questions for us on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp page. So can you please update me on the NTA debate? We'll be in court on Tuesday. Let you know.
NTA, not channels.
This NTA, the debate is NTA channels. They're talking about the bond debate, the NADG one.
Okay.
There is a town hall event that's happening on NTA. That one is January 23 for us. But it's town hall. It's just me and Doc answering to an audience.
Yeah,
it's
live
not
audience.
a debate, live audience, and that's for 2 hours as well.
But
So I hope you're getting ready.
I discussed the issue how best Nigeria can actually conduct debates
Okay.
like this, and it's not bad if you copy a very good system. And we're not trying to say we are so Western or Europeanized or Americanized. But America has a very good history and culture of debates. And in Nigeria, we can copy that.
Yes.
I discussed that with this issue with a lot of medical colleagues and professors in universities. And I challenge us also, why don't you take this into
Exactly.
Because you look more independent,
and probably more
intellectually, savvy and curious.
And there's no reason we should have only one debate. There should be like
serious.
So for
there should be one for universities, one for women issues, one for social justice issues that can take place in different places.
Locations.
And I believe that will go a long way.
Let's say OAU, Omoyele University hosts on economics, healthcare and education, and then we have University of Jos, the center of Nigeria, host something on security, and then we can throw one up to Maiduguri even.
Yes.
And each city hosting this, you'll see some bubbles.
That's right.
And then you see more engagement with the public.
Yes.
But when you have the academia pushed to one side, it's only now that they are begging them to take part in the elections. As INEC also discussed with them, and also said, well, our members are free to also participate in the election process.
People ask you to speak louder.
Yeah. So it's good that these kind of things actually, the universities are being involved, but we want to see more involvement in the way debates are being hosted, because BON is actually a government agency.
Yes.
So you expect to see some, they give the government in power some upper hand. And I think the NDGE, the excuses as they brought for our exclusion is very, insulting.
Very frivolous.
Yeah, because
as a matter of fact, if it wasn't, they wouldn't have been running around. They have been running around to avoid service of the court summons.
Absolutely.
They apparently don't even have an office. How do you organize presidential debates?
No, it's even more appalled with the system they use. They say some multi-stage sampling technique and
it's a lie.
Whatever. Maybe they insulted the professors in Columbia University who taught you some qualitative
They insulted
research.
everybody.
Yes. People were unhappy actually, and later they mentioned funds.
There's nothing they haven't. There's no excuse they haven't used. So smart. Let's talk about debate a little bit. You have followed debates in the US.
Yes.
After having spent 23 years over there, so tell us what are the debates how do they conduct them? Do they have a limited number of people they can take? How do they decide who to invite to debate? Is it something you know a little bit about?
Well, I'm not quite sure that there is a limit to how many people can be in a debate. It depends on the number of people in the race for any particular party. This party set up this debate involving private organizations, never by the government. And the debates will do Nigeria one of good in really choosing great leadership, because that helps the people watching to explore the various aspirants or candidates, their strengths on issues, because what part of the problem we have in Nigeria is that Nigerian politics is not issue driven.
Yes.
They're not issue based. So that's why most of them do everything they can to avoid being in debates with those. I've stated that it looks like the Nigerian system is scared of engaging its intellectuals. That's a big problem. So, one step, but we need some more. We need a series of debates, at all levels, for us to be able to pinpoint who actually mean well for leadership for this country at all levels. It is very, very important thing that we need to imbibe a new culture, different from the dark world business that we have been doing, that give us only access to accepting whatever anybody in a group of persons will throw at us. I was so angry shortly before I came home to have met a Nigerian who is in the know of how they manipulate election results, even how they import candidates and tell him you are the one going. So they waste our people's time lining the streets on voting days under harsh weather conditions for a predetermined outcome already. So this is one reason why we must ensure that our votes count this time. Now, the results should be made available at every polling unit, so it won't give room for manipulation afterwards.
Yeah. Do you guys there are questions? Are there questions on the social media? I mean, on Facebook for us. We don't have a full house today, so.
And then I would love to see during debate actually, there are live audience to ask questions rather than to have questions in an envelope.
Yeah.
Just like wired,
Yes.
they will say, oh, it's sealed, sort of. I would expect questions to come from live audience rather than envelopes and so on.
Any plans to meet with Pastor Issa Ebuba in Jos? And when we go to Jos, we're
Yes.
gonna be in there. Yeah, we'll try to meet with him. I think someone should be arranging that. We can go worship in church. Why not? Hello, I think AAC campaign needs to start recruiting and training party agents that will be on payroll on how to man the polling stations post to avoid uncertainty of results. Absolutely. That is being done as we speak. We're recruiting agents. If you want to be a party agent for us in any part of Nigeria, please feel free to volunteer and we will reach out to you and get you ready for the D-Day. My president went to it said they're talking about Nigerian sports, another better way of job employment, of course.
Yes.
I agree with you. It's the reason why we improve sports in schools, neighborhoods. You know, what is interesting about Nigeria is that we love soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't have any place to play. Not even schools have like.
I was expanding our Spicer Heat the other time with colleagues and some people I met on street. I said the 10 fingers actually present the major, points of the Spicer Heat.
That's
which
right.
Nigeria needs spice in there.
Yeah.
Because it's so tasteless and even to the dull. We want to make Nigeria, very tasty so that we can actually attract people to come and visit us as part of our tourism and culture. And sports is actually one area that is neglected in this country.
Of course.
Yeah, apart from making our youth participate to make Nigeria proud in competitions, it makes people healthier. When you play soccer, when you play basketball.
Or you run.
You remember yesterday I saw like 6 bunch of young guys trying to grab your hand. I said that's a squad of basketball. They're quite tall enough,
Yeah,
and they
that
look
is
very
strong.
well built. Yes, and at a point in time, I think you're from Delta.
Yes.
I wish you're from Abia State to make this clear. Kano Wonko is from Abia, but he had more fans in Kano than Abia.
Probably, yeah.
The way we love soccer.
Wow.
And one of the good things that happened the previous year, 2018, were actually 2 goals that were scored by Ahmed Musa against the Icelandic team. You understand? Yeah, so that really made Nigeria to cheer and so on and bring happiness and so on. And not only soccer, we have other games. Like in the afternoon, I was in my friend's house playing tennis.
Okay.
Table tennis. We can develop.
You didn't invite me. I would have trashed you.
Yeah, you said that. Yes. So it's part of our system actually to also improve tourism. You remember we mentioned the Obudu Runs, the Argungu Fishing Festival, the Yankari Game Reserve. We want to build museums, you understand? So that we really keep our history there. Because one way of destroying a society or a whole empire is to cut them off, from their roots.
Before I forget, let's acknowledge our latest donors. We have Adedo Kazim and Miola for 10,000 naira here. This is Odoe Emela Israel Chibweze for 5,000 naira here. This is Sage Newton or Sage 20,000 naira. Thank you so much. Let me see if there's anything from GoFundMe at this time. Wow, Israel Livingston donated $25. So people are actually paying attention to this live streaming events, and as a result are making a donation into our live stream, bank accounts all over the world. People are responding. So my president, this is Olufemi Emmanuel. They discuss with me about yourself. Sometimes last year I've been looking for every means to have a talk with you. At the same time, you are so busy traveling here and there. Well done, my president, to be in 2019. I don't know when you'll be coming back to England. I don't know when you'll be more near RCCG. When I have my home in Nigeria, I believe a tree cannot make a forest. We can only win the race by rubbing minds together. On my own, I strongly campaign on your behalf, and I'll still continue anyways. I would really appreciate if you can reach me on WhatsApp on this number. If you want to come to Mowe, Nigeria, then carry me along, and you have lots of supporters there. AAC, take it back. Wow, I said I'm watching live now from London. Thank you so much, brother, for
Someone has a question here.
What's the question?
Olubunmi Uluwaleye saying that how long does it take one to register to become a member of AAC after you've gotten your PVC?
It takes 5 seconds. You go on our website aacparty.org and you register there, and then you can also pay your party fee, which is like very small. I think it's like really cheap. And then the moment you do that, you're good to go. Somebody said, my friends told me today that PDP has started sharing money in Benin against the upcoming presidential election, but I want them not to be part of it. They should vote for AAC for better Nigeria. Yes. If you vote for PDP, your life will go back to darkness. All those bad things they did for 16 years. You do the same to APC, you vote for them, you get cluelessness. Just like Amici has told you, your life will be upside down. There's nothing Amici said that we are not saying every day anyway.
Particularly in the Northeast, they said they have two evils to deal with. The evil of PDP and the evil of APC. So you don't have to vote for any evil. Actually, there is a very active, agile, young, energetic, hardworking, Nigerian, the name of Omoyele Sowore, under this our great party, African National Congress.
And also Dr. Wow. They just struck, NEPA just struck here where we are, but we can continue. I hope we have internet, right?
Yeah.
Do we still have internet?
AAC, take it back.
Take it back.
Action.
Lights back. I have some long one to read here. I have so much respect and appreciation for your selfless and invariable service and commitment to seeing a better Nigeria. It's infectious and worthy of emulation. It's shame I'm not there with you guys, but I like to say I've followed you for months now, and it's always safe to say I'm with you in spirit. I'm in Liverpool, UK, but I'm from Benin City. I've been trying to preach the gospel to my friends and family. It's safe to say that there's little or no awareness. What are people calling at this time? On the movement in that area. So I've decided to organize a campaign through my friends and family, mobilizing their friends and those around them. Are there any formalities to be observed? I will be printing handbills and posters, print shirts and other campaign materials. I'm sponsoring it as I'm not asking for any financial assistance. Just want to know what I need to do. I don't have a contact. Do I have a contact to 2IBM in Benin? If yes, thanks. God bless you and your loved ones. Together we're taking it back. Country this year, by the grace of God. Greetings to Zainab and other crew members. AAC, TIB, action, no going back. So we actually have people in Benin and those states. Probably some of our best supporters are based in and outside of those states. They started this whole thing. So we'll get back in touch with you, so I'll put you in touch with them. You can just add your materials to what they have, and that will be very, very helpful. So I have another person here who's talking about logic. Can you send me the information on how to be as a member? Please.
Ndị Igbo ekene m unu. Ọkwa sị na-atụọla ọmalụ mana atụọla ofeke otinye isi n'ọfịa. Gezi ka anyị ga-esi wee nọ na mmadụ anya na-esi mmụọ. Anyị ga-anọzi na mmiri nchaba anya. Ọkwa Charlie Oputa si na iberibe anyị na-eme n'ozugo. Ekene ntị ka m gụọ unu arọ one ndị na-achị n'obodo ndị ọzọ dị. Na Macedonia, Branko dị 29 years. Congo, Joseph Kabila dị 29 years. Central Africa, David Dako 30 years. Jean-Baptiste Bagaza na Burundi 30 years. Kolinda Graba na Croatia 50 years. Bịa na Canada, Justin Trudeau 47 years. Austria, Sebastian Kurz 31 years. San Marino, Enrico Caratoni dị 32 years. Even na North Korea, Kim Jong-un dị 34 years. Bịa na Qatar, Tamil bin Hamad Al Thani dị 37 years. New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern dị 37 years. Bịa na Nigeria, kedu ife bụ na anyị ama nrọpụta onye ma ife? Omoyele Sowore 47 years. Ife na-eme anyị si anyị n'aka. Ife nchọ iyo gị chekene n'ịntanetị, jee jụọ ese ka akọwalụ gị ife gbasalụ Omoyele Sowore. Rapụ asịra ịchọpụtasịa ife banyere Omoyele Sowore, iwee mmalụ ka ị ga-esi wee tụnye vootu. Mana ana m asị gị ka ị tụnye kene vootu na AAC, African Action Congress, ka wee rọpụta Omoyele Sowore, ka wee soro ibe anyị wee keta oke n'ebe ha nọ kịta. Ọ bụ na ọrịa m n'ọnụ.
Which Nigerian governor ever inspired you? Not even a Donald Duke here, who used to look great, who I'm glad is looking very old now because we are going to take over from them and we are driving them out of business come 2019.